Y'all gonna hug it out.
I ain't even gonna lie, man.
3.
Let me get this lighting right.
Mo, you gonna wait until we start to get the lighting right? All right.
No, we good, man.
Shit. We've been sitting here for like an hour. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Light Skin Perspective podcast. It's being with Jerome Floyd and my
What you laughing at?
Maurice Green. What's up, dude?
What's good? Why you laughing at us, John?
Because y'all wilding out.
Why? Light skin perspective? You don't like it?
No, like it. It's just the fact that he was like, you waited a whole hour. And I was like, yeah, he did. Went through a whole camera change and fixed your headphones and then he fixed your light.
Nah, we good.
Yo.
What up?
We got a special guest with us named Jaljuda. What's your last name, Jaljuda?
Jaljuda Dee.
Jaljuda Dee. Jaljuda Dee.
Look, it was supposed to be just Jaljuda, like Prince, but somebody reported me on Facebook and said it wasn't my real name. So I had to add a last. Last name to it. So it's Jaljuda Dee, and we don't even really know if that's even her. It's not my government name.
Because black people don't. I don't know why black people are so suspicious of people knowing their real name, but
I don't like my real name.
It's probably Jaljuda Washington or some shit, right?
It ain't even Jaljuda.
You related to Zab Judah, the boxer?
So your name's not even Jaljuda? So you named yourself after an anime character? Is that what happened? You're like, man, this name is gonna
no. Like that name came to me randomly when I was a kid, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna name my first Mustang. Then I got pulled over doing 90 and a Ford Focus, and I was like, I don't need a Mustang yet, so use this name for something else.
There you go.
Oh, so you're gonna name your Mustang Jaljuda?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you literally had horses on the farm.
Well, there was one horse. It wasn't mine. I was adjacent to the horse.
You in Texas?
I did have a deer though. I had a baby deer, so
Oh, really?
What was
Bambi, nigga, I was 5. What else you name a deer when you 5? Either Bambi or Rudolph. So Bambi it was.
Where'd you find that? You found it in the woods and just took it in the house?
No, it was in the middle of the road. Well, I mean,
And you picked it up and took it with you?
Yeah.
And what your parents say?
They were with me. I was 5.
How long did you have it for?
Like a few days. We had a neighbor who had like a chicken coop. They kept it in there, and they called somebody from the reserve, and they ended up taking the deer. His mother had got killed during hunting season, so they just, it was sweet. Man, they used to bottle feed it and everything.
That was that was Bambi all day, every day.
Yeah. Your Bambi eventually became somebody's hamburger.
No, he didn't. Nope. He died on the reserve. He did not. We're not gonna speak that into existence.
So they ain't eat it after you die?
Ew, no, you don't. You eat something after you die, you gonna die.
Oh, because of chemicals and all. Yeah, okay.
The question is, did Bambi die of natural causes? I think that's what
he probably did. He did. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I think she cooked it. I think.
I ate deer once and I felt so bad and I never ate it again. It was good though.
Turning into jerky. Venison jerky is actually good.
It is good. Mm-hmm. It's the forbidden meat.
When I watched the movie Bambi, I root for the hunters.
Why?
Because venison jerky is so delicious.
That's a vegan somewhere like, I can make that. I can make something just as good.
Yo, Keena, I think you're the first black man that ever used the word venison.
No, there's plenty of sellout black people in this country that eat venison steaks and wear cowboy. There's this one dude on TikTok who's from Alabama, the state I'm from, and he wears cowboy hats and has a cowboy belt buckle. He's black. And he listens to country music. And it's weird to see guys like that because black people were not a monolith. But then at the same time, there's like some stuff that black people do where you're like, yo, you're trying to be white.
Hold on, let me say something. Look, depending on the country music, depending on the country music. Like, I don't listen to most country music, but baby, if Jolene come on, It's over. It's
Well,
over.
my father growing up used to listen to country music, and my mother used to listen to the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, so it kind of balanced it out.
Shoot, 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 baby.
Hey, when you come to Texas,
Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry. Life never tells you the winds are wild.
I'm mad you remember the words.
But when you got your friends to wish you well, yeah, there'll come a point when you will exhale, sing, shoot, shoot. That was my shit.
Brought to you
If
by,
you're looking for a place to go, Whitney killed that joint, man.
Whitney killed everything.
But then the government killed her.
brought to you by Kenneth Babyfist Edmonds. But yes, the movie was trash, but the soundtrack was amazing.
I know.
Yeah. So what did I do this weekend? First let's do our social medias. Tell people where to follow you on social medias.
On Instagram, I am Jaljuda. On Facebook, Jaljuda Dee. Twitter, Jaljuda, aka Fat Girl Magic. The little fat bitch with the Mustang.
I thought you said mustache. That's oh shit.
Mustang. Hell no. Don't play with me. Mustang.
Jaljuda, I have a question. Are you fat first or are you black first?
I was black before I was fat.
Okay.
I'm always gonna be black. Huh?
What if he was a fat baby?
I was a mean baby. I wasn't a fat baby. I was a mean ass baby.
Now you're getting your just desserts. Is that what you're saying? You were mean and now karma's come back.
Just
I'm
desserts.
still mean. Shit.
You made another big chubby pun. You said just desserts.
Wait, did I say that? Oh,
yeah, you did.
That was a Freudian slip.
Well, no, but when he said that, all I could think about, damn, I need some gummy bears.
On this podcast, we don't say fat, we say jolly.
We say jolly.
I'm fat. I ain't shit jolly about me.
Well, you can say that, but as men, we can't. We got to say jolly.
Yeah,
we're gonna get canceled.
We can't.
We're gonna get
I'd
canceled.
rather
Even though I'm fat and I can't say I'm jolly, and I can't say the F word because you think of jolly, it's like you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So do you think that's worse than saying fat?
I'd rather be called inflated than jolly.
Jolly, it's like jolly. It's like happily, like we having a jolly good time, you know.
It's like when dudes be like, "Are you moist?" It's just certain words that do not go together.
Are you moist? Are you moist like a chocolate cake? Like
up here in the Northeast or in Connecticut, they call like when a chick is wet, they call it grease. That's so stupid. It's like when I think of grease, I think of like a shed and power tools and men.
That sounds like yeast.
Yeah,
Wait.
grease.
You
Yo,
say
she got that grease, man. You ever put grease on your head? If
this
the
shit's
woman's
thick and
secretions is the same,
coming out her vagina.
That is yeast
that's what I'm
infection.
saying. If her secretions had the same consistency of like Dax wave grease, that's a problem, man.
Yeah.
I feel violated.
I think y'all in Connecticut need help.
I don't say that bullshit. I was
right.
staunchly against that.
Oh,
my social media is comedian Mo Green. All platforms.
Are you done, Jaljuda?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Bo.
Yep. Comedian Mo Green on everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's how you find me. Comedian Mo Green.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kenan J. Floyd, KENAN JFLOYD. Thank you so much for joining us for the Light Skin Perspective. Make sure you also follow our Instagram for the podcast, LSP Cast, on Instagram, and like and subscribe our YouTube channel.
That's right.
So let's get into what we've always wanted to talk about. Tyler Perry's Medea's Homecoming Netflix film. I just saw this movie the other day. I think it was yesterday, but I blacked out, so I don't exactly remember. I think no, it was the day before. It was the day before. It was what's the day? Thursday. It was on Tuesday that I watched Medea's Homecoming. I was eating fried chicken wings and cantaloupe. I thought it was a perfect combination of black. So I said, let me go ahead and watch this movie. Have you guys seen it?
Yep.
Bits and pieces. I couldn't stomach it. I did like 30 minutes. And I was like, what am I doing, man? Why am I watching this?
I watched it and I watched the play. When the play originally came out and then when the movie came out, the biggest difference between the play and the movie is TT, the social media dude with the wigs. He was in the play, and then in the movie, that character's not there, but they dropping hard F-bombs in the new Medea. And I was like, I cuss like a sailor, and I was like,
this Medea movie was rated R. Like it
was a long shit.
Medea movie. They had a gay character in it, which the thing about it is,
the son,
does Medea's audience, are they down with like gay character, like, because they're like
they're Christian. Wait, they're Christian, so they have there's gay people in the church. Every good church that puts on a pageant got a gay dude. They got a gay choir director. They got a gay cook. I mean, like if you in the church and you don't like gay people, like what are you doing? Because gay people are there,
and they like Tyler Perry. So,
that's right.
Dude's gay as hell, man. Come on, man.
Tyler Perry is the most famous drag queen in the world.
I'd say he looked more comfortable walking in high heels than dress shoes.
I can't even walk in high heels.
Yeah.
And the fact that he used a Medea voice during sex just let you know how comfortable he is.
Is that true? I heard that.
It was
I heard the same thing, but it's like, what woman gonna be turned on by that? That's a man turned on by a man. What woman is turned on by a man?
By Big Mama.
Like elderly woman. All right, baby. I'm about to hit it through the back now. Oh, come on now. I'm about to spank it. Like, if you're a woman that turns you on, you're weird.
When he comes,
come on now.
say spank it again.
All right, spank it from the back, baby. Come on now, baby. Spank it. There you go. Make it pop like chicken grease. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you with my pistol. I'm about to shoot the club up.
I hate you so much on a spiritual level.
You're a chick that likes that. You are weird.
Oh.
Yeah, that is very.
You see how uncomfortable Tyler. You see how comfortable he is as Alex Cross.
I never saw.
You legit got me. You legit got tears in my eyes.
Like nigga, that's not you.
So this is the thing. Tyler Perry is actually a fantastic actor.
Oh like, he is. Yeah.
He was a fantastic. Like he was great in Don't Look Up, right? And he plays.
Yeah, he was president.
He plays Joe, the uncle. Well, it's just that his movies.
It's all the same thing.
If you didn't know this, Medea's Homecoming was shot in 36 hours, and
really.
They shoot movies super fast.
He shoots his movies quicker than people discover.
Acrimony was in 5 days.
Yeah, he shoots movies quicker than people discover murders. The first 48.
Pretty much.
So, so the movie. Spoiler alert! Everyone who cares about endings of Medea movies. So the movie opens with the gay character. This gay character. I forget what his name is, but he's gay, and he's driving
the dark skin one.
He's driving to Medea's house. No, not the light skin one. It's the dark skin one.
That's what I said.
Dark skin.
Okay, my bad. He's driving to Medea's house. That's what we're gonna call him. We don't know what the fuck the character is. It's gonna be the light skin one and
the dark skin.
One.
The foreign light skin one.
Oh, actually, no.
He was Irish.
The beginning of the movie, we have Mr. Brown in his clown outfit getting ready to make a barbecue, right? And for some reason, this Sambo is putting light wood oil,
gasoline,
and stuff. Because like,
gas too hot for that shit.
Because we're gonna smoke the ribs, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And he lights the shit, and he lights on fire. This dude is on fire for the first 15 minutes.
Look, and that's when the first F-bomb comes. She said, "I know this motherfucker," and I was like,
"Yeah,
who said that, Medea?"
Yeah, I was like,
"Motherfucker!" I'm like, "This is a rated R Medea movie. Go ahead.
Like, you know what's a Netflix and said, let's just let it all hang out.
It's kind of like
Medea's tits.
We lost him.
Are you back, Bo? What happened?
You said Medea's tits and he got traumatized.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to pull a Game of Thrones on us and show his tits.
No, we can't hear him.
Mo, you have to leave and come back in again because I don't have your mic. Your microphone's off. I can't turn your mic back on. Yeah, leave and come back in again. I can't turn your microphone off. So we'll talk about Medea while you're at. Mo drops out every fucking episode. Anyway, so that's gonna be like our thing. So the character's gay. He gets to the house and he's with this light-skinned dude, and you're like, oh, this dude's his boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
He cares a lot about this kid, like they're college roommates. But he cares more than like another man should care about another man.
Right.
He cares about a man more than he should care about another man. He's like, man, you should come out to your folks and blah 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 and let them know how you really feel and all that stuff, right? And then he's like, yeah, my father's going. And for some reason, this college student is mad at his father. He's like, I can't believe that he left you and your mom. And it's just like, yo, no 20-something-year-old dude gives a fuck about like another, like a friend's father like that.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he could be like, yo, fuck that dude. Let's just have some fun or whatever. But he's not going to like be like, I hate your father that I've never met. Yeah. I hate your father. I would kick his ass and all that stuff, right? So they get.
He was very passionate.
Yeah.
He was very passionate. So they get to Medea's house, and this fine Gabrielle Denise was there, but this because with her friend who's fine as fuck, like her friend is just popping out her dress, right? They show up, and every joke.
Her ass looked nice.
Yeah, she had a nice ass. When I get big, like when my TV show comes out, she's gonna be my first Hollywood girlfriend. I'm putting that into the universe.
All right, hopefully.
And the thing about it is they make incest jokes in every Medea movie.
They do. The creepy old uncle always hitting on somebody.
Yeah, the girl shows up and Tyler Perry plays this character named Uncle Joe, and every time
the old man.
Medea's family is humongous and it's filled with hot bitches, right? So they all show up, and every time they show up, Joe is like, "Oh man, you want to fuck?" And
he like, Lord, have mercy! You're looking at me. Don't you bend over?
I'm literally your cousin. And they be having
we ain't grown up together. I don't know you is.
And tight dresses and shit. And Joe's like, man, I'm gonna slide my finger down your ass crack. And they're like, Joe, that's your cousin. And he's like, as long as she ain't my first cousin, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like,
and he literally said that shit. And I was like,
now, y'all making me want to watch the whole thing now.
Yeah. So they're like, I'm not. So the girls are like, I'm not around this for this incest or whatever. And I'm like, Tyler Perry makes a lot of incest jokes. Like in his
and it's weird knowing that what he went through as a fucking kid. That's like
that's probably why.
It's very. I mean, I guess it's a way of him. What? I guess it's a way of like therapy or some shit, but it's like very.
Well, it's off-putting.
It's very strange, right?
Because I know some comedians that'll do jokes about being molested by their uncle, and everybody in the club will be like,
"Yeah, yep."
I laugh.
In front of black audiences, that don't fly. White people, they love it. Like, yeah, me too. I was molested. Yeah, black folks.
I mean,
pretty much be like, okay.
We bougie. We don't want to go deep.
It's weird.
Black folks don't like going deep with the shit.
Black audiences get weird, but then Tyler Perry makes his movie and black we are weird. Like when you say it in a comedy club, people are like Miss Pap, right? Miss Pap is like one of my favorite working comedians, right? But she talks a lot about that shit. Like she's literally like molestation and child abuse, and like she talks about that in her material. So it's like, I guess it depends on who it is. You know, I guess it depends on who it is. Sometimes when like
who it is and how you deliver it.
Yeah, because it's like once you put in a TV form, then black people are like, oh, we can talk about it. But if you make a joke like, oh, you're not supposed to joke about that, that's not funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so eventually what happens is this we find out that his light-skinned friend, he's half Irish. So his Irish aunt, who's played by another, I think, Irish comedian that is like the white Medea, comes.
Yeah.
At the mother.
Oh yeah. That was funny.
And there's a whole scene where she's like, Why do y'all have your knickers in a bunch? And they're like, oh shit.
Knickers, yeah.
Oh shit.
That shit was funny. That was funny.
That's a bunch of niggas. And so that's a whole scene. And the scene was funny until the non-Medea characters spoke. Because like Medea and Joe, they were hilarious. And all of a sudden you had these proper speaking black people. No, she said knickers. That means, and I'm like, shut up. You're ruining the joke. The joke did go on kind of long though.
Another one that went on long was the ringtone when they had WAP playing.
Oh yeah. They knew.
Now the white Medea, I got like Mrs. Doubtfire vibes.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, I was like, this is a new Miss Doubtfire in this motherfucker. Like,
that's the vibes I got.
Man, if they would have had, if Robin Williams would have still been alive, I would say do a Medea Miss Doubtfire crossover. That would be that would be good.
Dope. That would be dope.
Yeah, like if you did Miss Doubtfire 2, Medea would like show up. So and then they went to Red Lobster for some reason. And they had an unnecessary conversation. One of the daughters is also a cop, and they tried to do like a Black Lives Matter storyline that didn't.
Yeah.
So then
it felt like an afterthought.
Yeah, like nothing happened with the cop character at all in the movie, so she didn't have to be there. But the big scene is where the son comes out. So the son's father shows up, and everybody.
And he's like, "We knew."
Yeah, everyone hates the son's father. They threaten. He almost gets shot twice by
Medea.
By Medea.
And then the acting seemed forced between the son and the dad.
Anybody
and the son's boyfriend.
Anybody
fucking his mother.
Not Tyler Perry is horrible in the movie. Everybody else that's not Tyler Perry, they're all awful.
You know what made me leave? I had to stop watching it because it was just too far-fetched. The light-skinned son was so pissed off at his boyfriend's dad or whatever. And so, he's not a man, blah, blah, blah. But then it turns out he's fucking his mother.
Yeah, he's not his boyfriend
so
at all.
That energy doesn't make sense because you're probably worse than a dad.
So this is what I didn't like about the movie. So there's a scene in it where the kid comes out as gay, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we knew you were gay." Hello, we knew you were gay. Like no one.
Hello.
And then after that, you find out immediately after that, you find out that the gay kid's father is fucking the lawyer,
who's the best friend of the mama.
Yeah.
They're gonna go get married, and you're like, wait, this is dumb. Like this isn't making sense.
First of all, legally and morally, it's
and then at the end, the mom's like, "I'm gonna get you disbarred." I'm like, "You gonna take away this woman's livelihood? Like the fuck?"
Yes.
Anyway, and then so then later after that, you find out that the gay character's friend is fucking the mom.
Yeah.
And he proposed to her. Proposed to her in front of everybody. She was like,
So this is the hypocrisy of the movie. This is the hypocrisy of the movie. And this is how you can tell that Tyler Perry knows his audience. When the dad was like, I'm going to marry the lawyer, everyone's like, oh fuck, get the fuck out of my house. I'm gonna blow your nuts off and blah blah blah. Everyone's mad at the father, right? But then as soon as the mom is revealed to be fucking a 26-year-old, everyone was like, oh, girl, go ahead and get yours, man. Go ahead and
get it. Yes, bitch.
And I'm like,
yes. You better get that young dick, boo-boo. Get that. Get it. Yes.
And that's what I said. I said, Tyler Perry knows his audience.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Perry
knows all the triggers.
To a T, because that's the only way that he could get away with some bullshit like that. Because it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
At least the man is marrying an adult, like someone that's like around his age. But he's a piece of shit because he left. Maybe the mom wasn't. Maybe they just didn't get along. Maybe we don't know the story.
This is the fact that he probably smashed her best friend, and the best friend represented her in court, which is why she didn't get what she was supposed to out of the settlement.
But she doesn't like how.
And the best friend was already smashing the husband before they got divorced.
Okay, so they were
right, but listen though, she doesn't like how her son's being treated by his father, right?
Which is understandable.
So the father is treating his son shitty.
Well, no,
hold on. But hold on. The father's not being so great to the son, and she understands that. She's mad at him, but then she turned around and fucking her son's boyfriend. That's worse than the father not being there.
Okay, so there's two things. The son and the dark skinned gay dude and the light skinned dude, they're just friends.
They're just best friends.
Oh. And the thing about it too is that the father doesn't treat the son badly.
He just fucked over the mom in the divorce settlement.
He literally
pause. So the light skinned guy is not gay?
No. He just called hoity-toity.
Hold up. That make that shit even way more unbelievable, yo. Because no straight dude is hanging out with a gay dude as a best friend all the time at their house. That's it happens, but it's not a normal. Like if Keenan get Keenan, what you about to do? About to go to the gay club. Fuck it. I chill with you. Like, no, that's not happening, man.
Hey,
it ain't like women. Women do that. You do that. We go. I'm going to the lesbian club, and then you'll go with your. Matter of fact, no, lesbian. I'm about to go to the lesbian club, and you be like, I'll go. He's like, yeah, you feel me? But niggas we don't do that. I'm not as a straight man hanging out with my gay homeboy at the gay club.
So I'm being honest with you. I go to any club I can get free drinks at. I don't.
For sure.
That's every club, Jaljuda. Now,
nigga, you think for regular bitches? Like, nigga, you underestimate my goddamn dorkiness.
Stop showing up to clubs in Pikachu costumes.
First of all, nigga, it's Jigglypuff. Thank you,
Jigglypuff. But I just that no straight man has a gay best friend. Like maybe if they was their cousin or something. But
well, he's European, so they more open over there.
Well, I mean, here in LA, I have a couple gay friends, and we are around. I mean,
yeah, but your gay friend ever come? Hey, yo, Keenan, what you doing this Friday, nigga? I'm about to get some niggas. You get some bitches. We go together. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That whole conversation. That's not. I'm like, bruh, like, nah, I'm not. At least talk without your twang. Maybe I hang out with you.
The most fun I've had is we went with a group. One of my friends again. We went to not Scary Farm. Nutberry Farm is a theme park out here in LA, and they have this Halloween thing where it's not Scary Farm, where they make the whole theme park haunted. And we went with one of our gay friends, and he was screaming the whole time. It was so much fun.
He was.
Yo, did he clutch you by your arm?
No, he went with his husband. Thank you very much. He was with his husband. But back to Medea's
That's my husband.
The hypocrisy. That's the thing I'm leaning on because the husband, the dad, didn't treat his son badly. He literally was just like, "Yo, It
was just a messy divorce."
And they didn't give us the backstory of and so this is my issue with the Tyler Perry movies. Tyler Perry movies are specifically for Black women, right? But what I feel happens in Tyler Perry movies is that he takes away the accountability
of everybody.
Of except for the men. Because I'll tell you this. The father in Medea's Homecoming, we never knew his backstory. We never knew what happened between them. All we know is that he left and somehow the young 20-something-year-old that she fucking knew that he left her with no money, which is...
She told him everything. She was in that pillow talk.
But what's weird is the gay kid didn't know.
Didn't know shit.
He's like, I never talked to you about my father. Why do you hate him so much?
Mo, we can't hear you.
Mo, we can't hear you. You gotta go out and come back in. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, she's fucking a 26-year-old, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and get yours." And it's like, all right, so that's not weird for anybody.
Let me tell you something. I'm in my 30s and I smashed 26-year-old. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Just
well, then don't have any issues. Don't have any, like, if the father would have showed up, I think they did that in one of those in one of the Tyler Perry movies. I think they actually had like an adult man show up with like a 21-year-old girl or whatever.
That's a Christmas special, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he was smashing the maid's daughter.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
and she was pregnant." And then they saying, "Mary, did you know?" And everybody was happy.
Smashing this 22-year-old.
What I was saying was, like, because I came into that movie like not from the beginning, so I just always assumed that light-skinned guy was gay. But now I understand why he was so pissed, because like you were saying, because the mother was pillow talking, and that's what made him build up all that hatred. Because before I knew that him and his mother was together, or before he wasn't gay, just looking at it and knowing the dark-skinned guy was gay, I'm thinking that the dark-skinned guy told him all that information, and that's why he was so pissed. Yeah.
And then this 26-year-old character is going to throw his life away
and marry an old bitch,
single mother that's 12 years older than him, and we're supposed to just be like, "Oh yes, that's the way it's supposed to be." I'm telling you, Tyler Perry has his audience to a T. Only
of course, because he makes the same movie, just like Jagged Edge made the same song over the same beat. He made the same movie.
Only Tyler Perry's audience will put up with that bullshit. Like, that is bullshit. Like,
he took the play and just made it into a theatrical movie. He literally takes the plays and makes them into movies, and people still pay to see the play and the movie.
So, if I would give Tyler Perry Medea's Homecoming a 0 to 10 rating, I would give it a -67.
God damn. You could at least gave it a -69 so everybody could have a good time.
Yeah. So speaking of love, a white woman just murdered her black boyfriend yesterday or a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so much. They said she was beating his ass. He was beating her ass. Somebody was beating somebody's ass. First of all, you got killed by a bitch who shows her ass on OnlyFans for $3.99 a month.
Man, this shit froze.
So this is my question: Were they fucking on OnlyFans? Were they fucking on OnlyFans? Like, were they doing OnlyFans videos together?
Oh nah, her OnlyFans is just
y'all gotta research that because I'm not gonna look that up on my phone.
It's just a whole bunch.
Well, I mean, I don't think.
What was that?
So no, they got married in Florida. That's what it was. They got married in Florida. She had 2 million Instagram followers and an OnlyFans account. So this is my issue. This is my issue with the whole thing. Well, let me pull it up. So apparently the guy, the kid that got murdered, again, he was what, 25, 26?
26. Yep, 26 years old.
26, right?
And the crazy thing is they already setting up her insanity defense because they said she was in a
Can you see this? So this is her thing. This is her thing, right? And then, if you go, and she's on OnlyFans. Okay, so she's on OnlyFans, and she probably should.
So she's killed him, and then she posted some freaky shit.
Yeah. So this article. So this article is OnlyFans model Courtney Clinty stabbed her boyfriend before X-rated content posted on her page, which goes to show how insane a lot of these Instagram models are, and a lot of these OnlyFans models are. Her boyfriend was 27.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay. Because what happened to her?
Oh.
Oh, okay. What is she a dental hygienist too?
She's probably at the clinic getting her coochie checked.
Well, is that
You know.
is that kind of
Yeah.
or is that a dental office? There's a mirror there. So
It looks like a coochie doctor, probably.
okay. That's her boyfriend. That's her.
He was so happy to have his ebony goddess. He just didn't know how to react.
His snow bunny goddess.
Because he was dragging black women on social media, and now black women are like, oh, okay.
So this is the weird thing about this. Now, there's a lot for me to unpack from this because it's twofold. It's this lack of vetting that black men have for white women that they get with, right? And the reason this context for me is interesting is because when I first moved to, I've spoken about this many times. When I first moved to California, I lived with my roommate was a white woman who exclusively fucked black dudes, and she literally was like, "I only fuck black dudes and stuff." But what I've noticed is that it's fetishy because a lot of these white women, they watch black.com or they watch interracial porn, so they're only really fucking with like tall dudes, NBA type dudes that they think have a big dick, and all they're doing is fucking, right? And if you actually look at these like porns, these interracial porns, they're like racist as fuck. Like they are super racist. And like I remember I was watching one, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's a white woman in the mall, and she has a fat ass, and there's a security guard that's muscular and tall and all that stuff, right? And he takes his dick out in the break room, and she's yelling "Mandingo" and all that stuff, and then it's the whole she lets him hit it raw type of thing, and she's like, pull out, and he's like, I'm gonna come in you anyway. It's very aggressive. So what happens is that, and I talk a lot about this on this podcast. Media affects everything, every fiber of our body.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is a lot of these white women are watching these pornos, and their minds are warped, just like anyone else that watches porn over and over again. Usually, what happens is when you're addicted to porn, it warps your mind as far as sexual relations are concerned and relationships with people of the opposite sex. So what happens is it all becomes fetishy. Like there's a specific type of black person that a white woman is looking for. It's a muscular guy. It's a dude that she thinks has a big dick. It's someone she's sexually attracted to because all it's about is fucking. Because the thing about it is this: if she's gonna go with the roly-poly black dude, she might as well fuck a white guy with money, right? So what ends up happening is there's this aggression from white women to black, especially white women that fuck black dudes. They treat a lot of black people, they disrespect a lot of black people because they think that they're absolved from being a good person. You know what I mean? And it's gotten to a time now where with social media and stuff, we're all self-centered. So it's all about us. It's all about how I feel in the moment. It's all about me, right? Fuck all these people that have ended up getting hurt in my wake, right? So it's one of the reasons why I'm not necessarily interested in white women per se, but on top of that too is a lot of the dudes that would hook up with my roommate, my ex-roommate, were anti-black. Because I will ask you, because the thing about it is my ex-roommate wasn't the best looking person, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, well, she's not the best looking, so what is it about her? And a lot of dudes would be like, oh yeah, I just like fucking, or I don't like black women because black women are ghetto, or they got kids or whatever. And it's like, well, there's like more white single mothers than there are black single mothers, but I digress.
Sure.
Or they're just anti-black. They just don't like being black. They just don't whatever, right? They're in this new progressive age where everyone gets along, even though black people continue to be undermined by every other race. But we're all progressive. We all are in this together. Race we're not a monolith, even though people still don't give a fuck about black people.
Facts.
So what happens is we end up getting lost in the sauce because we're so obsessed with getting along with everybody else or being accepted by everybody else, right? So what happens is a lot of dudes that really are infatuated with white women. It's hard for them to be both. It's hard for them to. It's almost, and it's not everybody. I mean, there's some people that they meet, that they get along with. They meet in college or they meet at the fucking yogurt stand or whatever. And and they get together that way. However, there's a lot of things where it's just a fetish relationship. And I know this because anytime I meet a woman in Los Angeles, we don't get along. And that might be me, or that might be maybe I'm putting out some energy that I don't like you or whatever, but we never get along, right? And I'm an average sized black dude, and I don't necessarily have I'm not visibly muscular, you know what I mean? So I'm not the guy that you look at and you're like, oh shit, I want to fuck. So that's one of the reasons why my interactions, because a lot of times people are looking for the quote unquote mandingo in 2022, right?
Yep.
So what's going on in a situation like this? It really based the question is being progressive or is pursuing a fetishy interracial relationship really worth it? You know what I mean? Because my question is, how many of these fetishy relationships result in marriage? How many of these fetishy relationships result in families? How does this fetishy relationship result in the black man or black woman having respect in the world? Because it's not eradicating racism. Actually, it seems like racism and disrespect for black and brown people black people specifically seems to be getting worse. Because do you know how many conversations that I've had in Los Angeles where people still view black men as predators? They are still having those conversations. So that's why I'm like, why is this? What is it? What is it?
Yeah, because this whole situation is
That shit crazy.
Between the tweets that everybody been posting about the stuff he was saying about black women and about the fact that she already out on bail.
What?
Yeah.
After stop?
She's supposedly in a psychiatric ward right
She
now.
went to a psychiatric ward to start her, her defense for, mental incapacity and
Well, most are mentally ill to begin with.
And they're going to dig up dirt on his past, right?
Of course they are, because they already got black women that just kind of over it because of the stuff he posted online. They're like, well, so black women are divested in him now because he was saying stuff full of ignorant black women. He was calling people Akata, calling black women ghetto, saying they disgraced themselves on TV. He wants a white girl. He can teach a white girl about African culture. He like white girls in yoga pants.
Who don't? But
he's a whole. He's talking about he loved white people. He literally tweeted, "I love white people."
And I feel like just because you're a coon, that don't mean you deserve to die. But that was almost poetic justice. That's poetic justice.
He didn't deserve to die, but you at the same time, you don't. The people who you were disparaging, you shouldn't expect them to champion you.
Yeah.
Like if I said black men ain't shit and I get shot by a cop tomorrow, I wouldn't expect y'all to be out marching for me because I say, oh, yo,
Yeah.
shit. So.
Well, I mean, but again, the question really comes down to: is it worth it though? You know who I think of? I think of Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. Now.
Listen, babe.
You know Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't born that way, right?
Oh, of course.
He wasn't born with a flat face. His face was smashed in by white people in the army.
Damn, that's crazy. I think I heard that before too.
He broke his nose, and that's why his nose was the way it was when he was in the Rat Pack, right? And the thing about it is, Sammy Davis Jr. suffered from violence all through his life. He lost his eye because of a fucking car accident.
Damn.
You know, he got his face smashed in by white people when he was in the army. And what people don't know too is that Sammy Davis Jr. also had an affinity for white women.
So did Chuck Berry.
And what happened with Sammy Davis Jr. before his first marriage, he was fucking this white woman, and the mob came to his house and put a gun in his mouth and was like, you better leave these white women alone and marry a black woman. Marry a black woman tomorrow.
Damn.
Or we're gonna blow your brains out. That's a true story. So he ended up marrying a black woman that he hated. Like, he literally tried to choke her to death on their honeymoon. And it got to a point where he got on drugs, he got drunk, and he actually was going to kill himself. And they stopped him from, like, shooting himself. Right? So he comes back, you know, he gets involved in the civil rights movement and all that stuff, but then he ends up, like, marrying a white woman. You know, and they got divorced and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after all of that, right, my question really is, was it worth it?
Oof.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, sure, love is love or whatever, but we're not talking
Who willing to do all that damn suffering for love?
We're not talking
that ain't love to me.
We're not talking about gay rights. We're literally talking about like a white bitch. You understand what I'm saying? With her red knees.
I hate you so much.
Like, what if she?
Hold on, you said she got red knees?
Yeah, because being on the carpet, kneeling on the carpet. Because
she's a freak.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Because, like, for example, like it's. What if she's annoying? Like, could you imagine being married to a white woman and you almost got killed? You almost got killed.
Oh, he didn't die?
Sammy Davis Jr.?
Oh, no, you know what? I'm mixing stories up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
And
you mixing stories. My bad.
You almost get killed. Like, people are threatening your life in the fucking 50s and 60s. And you do everything. You do everything to be able to marry this white woman. And then you come and she disrespects you. You ain't nothing like my father, bitch.
Yeah.
What if she's annoying? What if she can't feed? What if she can't cook? You're marrying someone that doesn't know how to season fried chicken. And you're ruining. I mean, look, if she's Italian, I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Because she got them Paula.
You gotta realize there's still a power. There's still a power imbalance with that too, because for the obvious, let me just say it that way. For the obvious, there's still a power imbalance with that. Because she got one time to say you did some shit, and then your ass is on the first 48.
That's it, and they're gonna believe her.
But
they're gonna believe her.
But this is my thing, though. You see all of these black men putting their lives on the line for white women, and black women still feel unprotected. And what a lot of us don't realize, and I'm not saying that I necessarily believe that Black women are protected, because from my personal experience, everyone in my family, every woman in my family feels protected and all that stuff. But I'm not taking away from other people's experiences. You know what I mean?
Well,
look, I mean, even if you look at that shit that happened with Lauren Knight, that's a prime example of Black women not being protected.
well, Jada Pinkett, hold up. She said she don't need no protection from no man. And
That's
she
because
don't
don't
approve
nobody want her bald-headed ass.
and she don't approve of Will's actions.
I mean,
She could at least, let's just be real. Jada do not like Will.
No, she doesn't.
Nobody gives a fuck about Jada because she's not likable. That's why. But but the thing about it is that's the reason, fellas. That's the reason why black women are infuriated by us not standing up for them, because I'm going to go up against a racist father.
Yeah.
For a white woman. Because
fuck that. Yeah. Fuck that.
And will burn down my mama's house for this white bitch. Yeah. And I'm over here like, love is love. They can't stop us.
There ain't that much love in the world. That ain't love.
No one's doing that for black women. Nobody's like, yeah, you can shoot me if you want to, but I'm going to stick up for my queen. Nobody's doing that for black women. And I'm not trying to
not publicly, yeah.
And I'm not trying to get, not publicly. I'm not trying to get on some simp
hold
shit.
Hold up. Will Smith is. He's slapping highly respected A-listers over his bitch.
And she don't give a fuck, and that's the reason I think Jada's making it worse for all of us.
Yeah.
She is.
I don't need no protection, and I'm gonna fuck your son friend. What? And do something about it.
Jada needs to be in a Tyler Perry movie.
She yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
Jada Smith is a Tyler Perry character.
Who, with the way she treated her husband, like, who in Hollywood would want to touch her for a project, though? The way she is, though.
Right.
That's just a turnoff. You know what I'm saying? How to treat your significant other, whether you're male or female. Like, what executive, unless there's some sadistic motherfucker that approves of that bullshit. Who gonna
I think
hire
she don't realize that she's not the famous one in the relationship.
Yeah, that's true. But again, Jada Pinkett Smith's audience is the same as Tyler Perry's audience. That's why they're able to get away with that toxic shit. Because when you watch those movies and you listen to Jada Pinkett Smith, they say toxic shit, and any normal person's like, "Yo, that's extremely fucked up."
Yeah.
But
did you see the clip? Did you see the clip when he was playing on her birthday? I was playing in her 40th birthday.
Yeah,
and this was going to be the greatest thing ever. And dude, I had Questlove playing the drums. I had Brian McKnight, and it was wonderful. And she didn't like it. And I admit it was my fault. I'm like, you see how look at how the mother-in-law and the daughter was looking at him. Like, none of them like Holmes, yo.
He said he retired for trying to make her happy. Nigga, just divorce her and move on.
Did he say
fucked up your first marriage for this bitch. Just let it go.
Yeah, he get movies pulled. Everybody clowning him. It's like, yo, the best thing he could do is, like you said, leave her. Leave that motherfucker.
If you're ever gonna listen to this, we're gonna represent the black community and say, if you leave Jada, we'll be okay if you get with a white woman.
Yeah.
No,
we cool with that.
If Will got with a white woman, we'll understand.
Why is it Timo Greens?
Right?
Because I got my because I'm back on.
So he flexing on us, Kenny?
Nah, I had to use it as a backup.
All right, which of these bikes I'm gonna.
No, I'm turning one down. I'm turning one down now.
Well, you gotta leave the camera.
You gotta
on
mute
now.
it.
You gotta leave the camera on now because I have to.
Oh, okay. You're right.
You have to leave one of the cameras. You have to leave one of the characters in the room because I have to upload your. See.
You're right. No, you're right. I left it on.
This might be safe.
He being so bourgeois, just bougie.
Not bougie. I had a backup plan in case one fucked up.
Well,
you can't use the backup plan at the same time as a regular plan. You don't take the plan B while you get in the plan A. That's why it's called Plan B.
Okay, I'm out. I'm
This nigga make a bitch take the Plan B before they start fucking going to take this serious.
Is Plan A dick? Is that what Plan
We good.
A
We
is?
good. We good. I tried something that didn't work.
Plan A is full. He can go and take this morning after pill while we're doing it.
No, I tried something. Listen, I tried something. It didn't work. So whatever. We good. My phone ain't going. My phone is fine. We're fine. Sorry
But
about
yeah,
that.
so at the end of the day, I don't really care about interracial dating. I'm just saying, is it worth it? Meaning,
look, we can get a Ouija board and ask him.
Meaning, does she make you happy?
Yeah.
She made him dead, so I guess it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
And again, let's talk. This thing about it too is a lot of Instagram and OnlyFans people, they're crazy. I've tried talking to Instagram and OnlyFans people in real life. These motherfuckers are insane. Like they don't have like social media is covering up that most people are autistic or like mega introverts. we have a lot of attractive autistic people in this world.
I'm gonna log off on your ass because I ain't famous enough to get canceled yet.
We have a ton of sexy autistic people.
You think that's what's wrong with T.I.?
It could.
Well, they say Chris Rock is autistic.
Yeah,
I saw that. Wait, how come it's like 14 brothers now? I didn't see 3 Rock brothers that I had no idea, and one of them was actually kind of cute. I was like, who the fuck?
I personally know Jordan, Kenny, and Andre.
Andre Rock.
And I know. I mean, I've met Tony. I've done Tony around. I met Chris too.
Because look, every time I look at the news, it's Tommy, Timmy, Jimmy, Chris, Michael, Sean, Tito, Jermaine, Fred, Wilma, shit.
That's like New Edition, Bobby, Johnny.
It's just
Bobby.
another Rock. It's another Rock added in. They got more members than the new Drew Hill. Shit.
And they also have like a couple sisters.
Look, I said they got more members than the new Drew Hill. Because when the fuck was one of them niggas?
Is it more Rocks or more Wayans?
More Wayans.
I think it might be the same.
Hell no, Wayans bringing the cousins in now too. Shit.
Hold up, Jaljuda. Bo, your microphone is kind of blurry a little bit when you get talking it.
1 2 1 2. How about that?
How about that?
Say it
Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I
can hear you.
It just sounded a little loud.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I was talking too loud. My bad.
He said your mic is sounding slightly niggardly. So could you please,
Ain't nothing. I'm not touching shit. That's just my phone. That's it. I'm not touching nothing.
Mo Green, Teddy Riley is like the Teddy Riley, but
hey man.
But
I just need a new laptop. That's what I need.
All right. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's finally get to it. Let's talk about
this is duplicitous.
Let's talk about the expeditiously
niggardly
comedian known as T.I. Which
was Tip. Ain't Tip his stage name for comedy?
Well, okay, so let's put it this way.
Tip Harris.
T.I. is already getting headlining gigs. He's gonna.
Oh yes, Clifford is doing quite well. Clifford, the big mic hog.
Tip Harris is actually
Clifford, the big mic hog. That's funny.
Well, Tip Clifford. We're gonna refer to him as Clifford from now on. From now to the end of this podcast, Clifford.
The black comedians have decided we call him by his legal name.
Is headlining the Baltimore Comedy Factory rather, and the Stardome in Alabama, and he's doing multiple days at each. He's not getting like a one-nighter. He's getting like a weekend at these places, right? And all right, let's stack this because I'll give my feelings later. I want you to get through all of this so I can actually give my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
What happened this past week is that T.I., because what T.I. does, he drops in on places and he does 30 minutes. He does a 30-minute set with 5
During
minutes.
An open mic.
And
That's crazy, Adam. Mike?
He
Yeah,
dropped
Mike.
the young lady's open mic named Lauren Knight in Atlanta, and he did 30 minutes. And then afterwards, she got on stage, and dude heckled her. He heckled her. I
Called
don't
her a
know
bitch. Called her take her wig off.
what all the shit he said, but he called her a bitch.
Oh, he told her to shut the fuck up, called her a bitch, and kept telling her to take her wig off and told her to step down off the stage.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He told her. Well, he did. I don't think he told her to shut the fuck up before. I think he told her to take off her wig first, right? So he told
her
her
to step down and take off her wig.
I think he didn't start saying shut the F up until she said the allegations thing.
Yeah, man. Guys,
That's what really triggered her.
Like stack the story. You guys tell the story all out. I'm trying to like have surprises and stuff in the story. God damn
Go ahead
it.
and tell. All right, say it then, train conductor. Where your head at?
God damn it. It's ruined now. Anyway, he told her to take off the wig. And she said, I'll take off my wig when you address your
Address the
allegations.
allegations.
And that's when he fucked, and then that's when it messed up. And now we're going to watch what transpired afterwards.
Let's watch it.
Yep.
You can stand there, but be quiet, or you can step down and be quiet.
This our show.
I ain't gonna allow no motherfucker
This our show.
to make it seem like I'm any less player than I allow myself to be presented to the world as long as you've ever seen me. There's one motherfucker that comes by way of my wife. And this one motherfucker has what they call a motive. If you're winning, the shit is shit down there. But there's one motherfucker who has what they call a motive of vindictive nature. And this motherfucker worked up, or as my grandma would say, concocted motherfucking story. And that shit just can't go along. Now, let me ask you a question.
This nigga won't stop talking.
Have you seen Felicia Moore's admission guilt? Tell me, I'll tell you. You ain't seen it? You ain't seen it? Okay. Well, listen. All this shit is about the mayoral race. If you want to Google it, TMZ, Felicia Moore admits to having something to do with
This ain't the forum, the stage to do that on though.
But you don't speak about that. Madam. Sir. Listen. On some real shit, bro. If a bitch don't want me, it's something wrong with her. I ain't never in my motherfucking life.
Lies.
I ain't never in my life.
Entitlement.
I need you. Oh. Now, the door is there. I ain't never been that nigga. So for you, things is such. I take it very personally.
Drunk as hell.
I listen to a lot of jokes, but what you will not joke about is me.
I don't like that he touching her.
I ain't that nigga. Ain't never been that nigga.
Like,
If that was a man, they would fight.
Make sure it's stay. Don't touch it till I tell you to. And I was joking. I really was like, listen, if any of you are working in the industry, you're no longer. This shit is Ain't never been no fucking charges. A lot of you basically charges. Ain't been no charges because it is fucking evidence. It was fucking crime. It is nothing to charge me for. I'ma say something. Ain't no motherfucking case. Ain't no case. Cause I ain't did wrong. And my wife ain't done wrong. And if you keep playing with me, I'm gonna motherfucking take you to church.
He wanted to say something worse. Trust me.
You never want to form crime. I'm not playing with you.
You're bringing the wrong energy to the game.
Yeah.
The security is right there.
And snatch the mic from her.
Yeah. That's out of line, right? That's out of line, man.
But where did these niggas come from? The niggas are from, where did they come from?
Look, the big niggas in front?
Yeah, where were they at?
That's the security, I guess, maybe. No talking. No shit. Check your inbox, Keenan.
Oh, Jesus, Devontae Christ on the cross.
Lord have mercy.
It's the fact that he made physical contact with her several times. And that intimidating ass hug. I've had a hug like that before. It's not a let's hug it out. It's a bitch, you need to shut the fuck up. I'm trying to intimidate you type of hug. And like, if she would have maced that nigga or tased him, then she would have been wrong. But like, where was intervention? Where is his team? Who's supposed to be handling this nigga. Like,
That's privilege. That's $1 million black man superstar, 25 years in the rap game privilege. That's all that is. What was that?
can't hear you, Kane.
There's a lot of things to unpack in this video.
Yeah.
And the main thing that and to be honest with you, I'm not going to hold back. I'm just going to go ahead and say what I've been saying the whole time.
Say it. You said you had some experiences, man. Say it, man.
It's just this fucking respectful.
The thing about it is that T.I. is not the type of person that you allow to have carte blanche when it comes to comedy. And unfortunately, everybody is a fucking...
They dig right.
Black comedians are fucking sellouts. And everything about it is trying to find that viral moment to get put on. Now, the industry has something to do with that. Because unfortunately you can't headline clubs, you can't go on the road, you can't do what you want to do as a comedian unless you have some type of established following beforehand, right? It used to be that you did comedy and then you got recognized for it. It used to be that you did comedy, you got on The Tonight Show, you got on Def Jam, you got on whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you that was your career. You got an agent, you got a writing job, maybe you made a TV show, right?
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why we brought the podcast back, because the thing about it is that when you try to stick to the art form, no one gives a shit. And unfortunately, when it comes to black comedians, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. There's white comedians right now that have only been doing comedy for 2 months, and they're already getting booked at clubs here in Hollywood. And guess what? They don't even have that much of a following.
There's people on Clubhouse getting booked in clubs, like
I'm about to
everywhere.
I'm about to get to that.
Excuse me.
The art form of comedy is so disrespected.
Amen.
That the audience thinks they can dictate what the comedian says on stage, and 2, everyone thinks that they're interesting enough to do comedy. So my story is, and this is what pissed me off the most. The first time I saw T.I. perform, it was at the Comedy Store, and the first thing, because I'm an agent of chaos, so I say shit that no one else really wants to say. As soon as he got on stage and started talking, the first thing I said was, I don't want to hear this shit. Talk about the sex trafficking. If you're going to do comedy, talk about the shit that nobody else is talking about. You're the only comedian in the game right now that has the skinny on sex trafficking allegations. Talk about that shit. When Bill Cosby gets on stage again, I don't want to hear him talking about Jello pudding pops. I don't want to hear him talk about his kids. I want to hear about the rape allegations and what it's like being in jail. That's all. That's all I want to hear. I don't fucking give a fuck about.
You ain't never. Hold up, though. You ain't never. But you ain't never heard no comedian be like, "Yo, I love being a rapist." Like that shit never happens, man. You asking for some shit that never.
The thing about it is that what you're doing is you're cheaping it, because T.I. is getting up and he's telling open micer jokes. Yeah, so I expeditiously was fucking my wife in the ass, and then my son came in and saw us fucking, and I looked right at her and I was like, I'm fucking your mom in the ass. That's what every comedian. So when I'm alone in the house, I expeditiously get naked and I jerk off in front of the fireplace. You're doing every joke that an open micer does.
And he get a headline in time.
But
he's a superstar though, right? But he's a superstar.
He is hip hop wise.
You're gonna go and headline a show You're going to go and you're going to headline a show with what material? Because
the fact that he went to an open mic and talked for 30 minutes is just fucking flabbergasting to me.
That's crazy.
But he's able to travel on shows. We were talking about Chocolate Sundays. Chocolate Sundays, you have to wait 3 years. A regular comedian has to wait 3 years.
Yeah, I've been waiting since 2018 to hit that stage.
To do 3 minutes. T.I. can get on stage and do 30 in front of a sold-out crowd and bomb. And he's excited to come back.
But you gotta put that on the people like the club, the promoters, and the owners too, because they're the one that's accepting that shit.
But
ads and seats.
Those are the people who are at fault. The people that are at fault are the bookers, the promoters, the clubs, and the comedians that support this shit. If you complain about people not taking comedy seriously, or you not making it, and you support this dude.
Right.
And they're looking at the short money because we can get 500 people tonight because T.I. But when they see that shitty ass product, they're not gonna want to come and see that shit again.
Well, he's talking about it's easy.
But the thing about it is the audience. The audience
I got something for that
too. The audience has ruined comedy too, because there's a lot of social media comedians who don't have material, but they sub out.
Nigga, I was just talking about that. It's just like you can be like in the town I'm at. Until my boyfriend moved here, like I was the only stand-up comic in this area. These niggas will go out and book niggas with buku ass social media following and no fucking stage presence to do comedy shows. And I'm up here like, bitch, I don't even charge that much and I'm not even getting booked. So it's irritating. It's irritating as shit. Like, what's the point of doing all this work?
And
if you can just
and if we want to go a step further, let's talk about Clubhouse comedians.
Mm-hmm.
The reason when I was on Clubhouse, I used to do material in Clubhouse. They would have shows, right? I would do.
Yeah, we all did. We was bored.
And then people would send me money. I would get paid to do comedy on Clubhouse. But
I do miss some damn tips.
But the reason I stopped doing comedy on Clubhouse is because new comedians thought we were the same.
Oof.
And they would talk to me in ways that as a person that's been doing it for a while, I felt disrespected.
Right.
Because these people on Clubhouse have never actually done it on stage. And
but give the most feedback. Oh, I think you shouldn't use that word, Jaljuda.
Yeah, it's like no one gives a fuck about what you think. No one gives a fuck about what you think. Nobody.
Hold on, they interrupt your set while you're doing your jokes.
No,
they say that bullshit.
To the end, give you feedback, and it gets to a point where you're just like, no one cares. No one cares what you think.
Fuck out of here.
You literally don't get on stage ever.
Right.
And it got to a point where people are like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing shows and I'm doing this and I'm trying to get bookings and stuff and blah 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 and all that stuff. And I'll be like, I travel the country. I drove
36 hours to Montana from Boston.
Yeah, I traveled the country with killers.
Yeah.
I've opened for Godfrey. I've opened for Sinbad. I've opened for Earthquake. I've opened for and I didn't mean to name drop. I'm just saying I've traveled.
No, it is what it is, though.
You got a resume.
You got a resume.
I've almost gone to all 50 states to do comedy. Almost.
Nigga, look, live in your resume. Shit.
Hell yeah. You say what it is.
I know all the cats. I know Bob Sumner. I know Tina Gray. I know all these people. I know, and these people know me. Right? We are not the same. Don't talk to me like we're the same because we're not.
I feel like they think because they talk to those people on Clubhouse is the same as having their phone number. That's not.
I've done the Apollo Theater twice. Not the fucking club in the theater, the 2,500 seat theater. And I've gotten booed once and I did okay the second time. Until you've done all that shit, don't fucking talk to me. Like we're the same. We're not the same. And you, and not to any of you guys, but it's like, and you.
No, I know what you mean.
You need to know that. You need to know that this game is serious. This game hurts, and this game is lonely.
And it's hard.
And your friends and family are not going to be around all the time to hold your fucking hand.
That shit wears off the first. That shit wears off the first month. Real talk.
They come to one open mic. They come to one open mic. Once they hear you say the same joke twice, they don't want to come no more.
But the reason why T.I. he was like, oh, this is easy because he's privileged. T.I. is like the equivalent of a booty model on Instagram talking about it's easy to get dick. Of course it is. You're a booty model. You understand what I'm saying? If you're in a certain situation and you're privileged and it comes easy to you, you know what I'm saying? Of course it's easy to you. But it's like when he says it's easy, but he's not making nobody laugh like that, though. He's just performing.
Well, also what happened to me, I went back in Clubhouse and we were talking about T.I. because he came in. And what happened was someone asked, they said, did T.I. kill it? And I said, no. And unfortunately, a booker heard me say that and got on me about it. And I was literally, and I said this. I said, how are you going to sit there?
You supposed to lie?
And tell me not to say what I said.
So you supposed to lie. Is that what I understand?
Nah, this is what you're supposed to say. You should have said, did he kill it? And you should say, he needs more time. That's all you got to say. You know what I'm saying? You got to be politically correct with how you say it.
It's very strange.
He has potential.
There you go.
But then the thing about it too is other people don't have potential. All these up and coming comedians that are trying.
Let me say something. I be nice to people because, like, for some reason, people are intimidated by me, and I don't fucking understand that because I ain't got no kidneys and I'm fucking 5'1". People really be wanting my opinion on shit, and I be trying to be as tactful as possible. But if your ass suck, I'm gonna tell you suck. But like, you know, maybe comedy's not the thing for you, but have you thought about dick? Because you suck, so maybe dick is the thing for you.
I'm nice and compassionate. This is my thing, right? Because I've been doing it almost like 9 years now. So when I see a lot of new dudes, so even if you're ass, my thing is, how can I make you better? Or what's something about you that you can build on? So I don't just dismiss people, especially if you're trying to learn. I try to pick that one, like, yo, you got a great voice, build off the voice, or you got great pacing or whatever. And I try to build off of that, but to just dismiss them like you just suck, I don't know, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I'm gonna tell you to read this shit and then come back to me and we can talk. I'm not gonna help you get no better. Read some shit, figure it out, and then get back. Because
what's the name of those books? What's the name of them? Give me the titles.
On the real side, it's like the history of comedy and black comedians, black comedy.
Okay.
Like, I literally have a library full of books. Like, read some shit, study some shit, get the comedy Bible, try again, and I'll let you know. I'm not gonna dedicate my time to helping you because I got to get my shit together.
Well, I mean,
but I mainly help folks that actually have potential. Now, if you just bullshitting
if you're trying, I might give you a little something here.
Like, I never, like, when people ask me questions, they inbox me. I never turn anybody away. Like if you're serious about it, I can tell if you're sincere. You know what I'm saying? So the couple people that hit me up, they're sincere about it. But I can't just go ahead, Ken.
People are only helping him because he's T.I., but they're not really peeping him on game.
They're helping him for their benefit. Like, if I get T.I., then I can da.
Because in theory. But he's worth $80 million. He claims he likes comedy. So in theory, if he was doing it the right way and helping out other comics like he said he was, in theory, he's supposed to help the situation. But he's not. He's bringing this third shit to it. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing. I mean, all comedians are sensitive, but we know how to not let jokes bother us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we know not to heckle another comic.
Or you know how to walk away.
We know
I had a comedian that was pissed off at me and would try to roast me every time I was at an open mic. So whenever he got up, I just left. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you because then I'm going to say something that's going to hurt your damn feelings. You're going to want to fight me. So I just left.
It's better just leave. Yeah, exactly. Well, and he don't get that. He has such an ego and he's worth so much money and probably smashed so many hoes and Grammys, whatever, that he's in a situation that's finally humiliating to him. It's humbling him. But he doesn't even understand that concept of humility.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't understand the concept of taking an L. As a new comic, you got to take L's. You're going to bomb left or right. You're going to be booked. $20 gigs. Motherfuckers going to try to get you to do bringers. All this bullshit. You got. I'm not saying he got to deal with all of that because he is a superstar. He does have a leg up, but he still has to respect the craft and go to these regular open mics. Do your time. Don't run the light. Don't rush the stage. Like he's breaking like almost every single rule of comedy, man.
Let's put it this way. There's really no point of us really talking about that aspect because it's never going to happen. Let's watch this. Let's watch this, and I'll tell you the reason why. Let's watch this. Let's watch this Instagram post.
Okay.
Oh, is this the one I think it is?
Hey. Come on in. Everybody gather around. So, there's been quite a couple of days. The thing is, right? The past couple of days that have had me and fellow comedian Lauren trending.
Lauren,
yeah. But I'm sorry. I always thought that she posted those videos herself. Which made me posture myself. And she always thought that I was sending people to speak ill on her own line. Neither was true, okay? Now, all it takes is an understanding to sit down. Two people with integrity to sit down with one another and come to an understanding, all right? Now, first thing I'm going to say, we triggered each other. You dig? I triggered her first. She triggered me second. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me take blame for the first.
I accept that. But the main part about it is, I do not stand by or condone any unnecessary death threats, any unnecessary people going after her, trying to. Don't do that shit in my name, because I'm a player, and I don't play like that. So after speaking to Lauren, what she said was, which is very true, we was both lit, and we dealt with it that night, and I left it there as I felt the same way. All right? So at the end of the day, ain't nothing else we can do. Once you done sold all the tickets you can to the rivalry, ain't nothing else to sell but the reunion. You dig what I'm saying? So,
hey, it's Bad Girls Club season 1 reunion.
Hey man.
Period. Let me make a couple things clear to y'all.
Go ahead.
Is that now?
Clifford, and I supposed to have the show. I was like, I don't know.
Cliff was my dad.
You really call him Clifford?
No. And I was like, okay, I would love to meet your dad. He's like, my daddy dead. I was like, why would you do that in the middle of a comedy show?
But he good though.
But regardless, I do want to say this. I appreciate T.I., aka Clifford, so much. Him and his father. R.I.P. to God. But I appreciate him so much for taking this moment. Like, for real, y'all have been. No, he did not pay me. I know y'all like. I never got. This nigga has been trying to give me fries.
But get what though?
To make it cool.
She got so much integrity. She says she want to work. She want to work for her shit. She don't want all of her hard work to be about me. Period. And that shit there is respectable.
I want my BBL off merit. I will.
Now you don't need
I will take your deposit. Now don't get it twisted. I'll take your deposit. All y'all weird ass comedians.
Stop. Hey man.
Let 'em
Hey,
know.
look, this is the thing, bro. Anybody who my partner, man, don't be goddamn threatening or intimidating nobody on my name, bro. I don't fuck around. I don't. That ain't how. I don't play like that. You know what I mean? If anything, bro, like I told you, I want to come to an understanding.
Listen.
And we've done that, and I'm happy about that.
And tell them, I did not.
What?
You tell them you heckled me.
You say what? Tell them what?
You heckled me first.
Yeah, I told her. Yeah, I triggered her first.
heckled me first.
Heckle,
Regardless,
triggered, it's the same thing.
you see the vagina on my
Let me look at that.
I know what that's what that was. I don't want to look at it. I don't even want to look at it.
It's a line called prostitutes don't take change.
I don't want to do that, man. What
You ain't never getting no prostitute no change because you're
are
wealthy.
you talking about?
I'm talking about y'all.
Hey, man, look.
That was actually pretty funny.
No, she's actually like, you can hear like she's funny now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
But when we hear that though, I'm gonna cut you off, King. When we hear it, seems almost like pro wrestling though. You know what I mean? Like shit seems fake, you know?
I couldn't hear what you're saying because you're spiking. Your sound's spiking.
How about now? Is that good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're gonna have to go into your microphone controls.
I got it.
Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, it sounds good now. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. What I was saying was, it just seems like pro wrestling now. You know what I mean?
Well, she went from because when I first started following her, she had like 7,000, 5,000 or 7,000.
5K.
Yeah, 5K.
She had 5K.
Now she's up to 22.4 thousand. So I mean, look,
I can't even get one.
And this is the part that's frustrating, but then at the same time, I peep game. First of all, I would have him run me my million. Fuck you.
Hell yeah.
Run me my million because I know how to flip that shit. That's what I would have said. But says she had integrity. But I understand where you can use this as a moment to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Right. As a jump off point.
I get it. Now from what I understand is that she's funny.
From what I heard so far, she got good timing, yo. She's funny, man.
She's pretty funny. So I mean, she'll be fine comedy wise, but it's just one of those things where like fame.
Because you can't have like super beef 2 days ago, and I'm not saying she got to be a gangster or a thug, but to go from that to they just kick in and I triggered you, we was drunk. I mean, that's one of the reasons why like people shouldn't be filming open mics. You know what I mean? Because that could have been all contained in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Fake?
Huh?
You think it was fake? I don't think it was fake.
No, I don't.
I think they did it to distract us from the Will Smith slap.
Because that's all we talk about now. I'm not saying it's fake, but it just looks fake the way it resolved itself so quick and like they both have vitriol for each other.
Which part looks fake to you?
The whole thing.
The reconciliation.
The reconciliation. Yeah.
That first part didn't look fake. The reconciliation.
No. What I'm saying is because it got reconciled so fast, that's what makes the whole thing just look like some stage bullshit.
Well, I mean, but to be honest with you, that kind of shows how fucked up we are as a society because it shouldn't take that long to reconcile it. Adults
it should have been handled that night.
Adults get over it. Adults should get over it.
It's because of these, though. It's because of these. If there's no phones, we don't hear. We just hear about it. That's it. It's the phones. It's recording open mics. That's why you shouldn't record people doing their shit.
If someone gave you an opportunity to have 100 million followers on Instagram, would you be mad?
Oh hell no! I'm doing all that shit.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, well maybe they don't really. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that T.I. dislikes her, but maybe she ain't really feeling them like that. But at the same time, it's like, yo, it's an opportunity for me.
Plus, from T.I.'s perspective, like you can't be a black man publicly beefing with a black woman, right? You can't. You know, he gonna lose in every situation, and even though he's totally wrong. So it's like,
and some of the shit he said made him look worse.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is, he has to go in the other direction. He already got the allegations and people looking at him sideways for certain things with women, right? Yeah. So he kind of. For his publicist probably told him to do this shit. He had to eat humble pie after a while because there's no way he's going to win in this situation, y'all. There's no way he's going to win. So he got to kind of humble himself. And her, it's only going to benefit her. As long as they're talking about him and she's associated with him, that's only going to benefit her. So she's going to rock. If they're going to beef, that's what she's going to do. If they're going to be friends, that's what she's going to do. The whole point is that their names are associated with each other. So she benefits from him way more than he does her. But it could, like, if he would have slapped her or did some crazy shit, see, first of all, he'd be in jail. He'd be done. He would be done because he rushed this. Everything he did leading up to it was wrong in the first place, calling out her name, motherfuckers. So he should be done right now, but he kind of reconciled it. I'm just trying to help her with her magnitude of her exponentiality. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit.
It could end up way worse. Like when he put his, like that hug, like if she reacted the wrong way,
that was low key. They
could have got physical. Or if a male comedian that was really cool with her would have got offended and ran up on bruh. You know,
what if she would have? But what if she would have put a LeBron James? Like, when as soon as he hugged her, she flopped. Just full of. He had me.
It had too many opportunities to become physically violent.
Yeah,
I'm glad it didn't, but it had too many opportunities that it could have escalated beyond what it was. Because whoever was running the club should have gotten that.
It could have been ugly.
They could have cut his mic. The DJ, what the fuck was that other than and sound effects? Do your job, nigga.
Wait, something, anything. But you know what it is? Because everybody wanted to watch that shit. Even the DJ wanted to watch that shit. He's like,
pretty much.
That motherfucker, he probably was like this.
Turn the mic up. Look.
He said, let me film this shit, bro. I'm about to put this on TikTok.
Then he was doing the background sounds and shit. If you need some background sounds, DJ, don't give a fuck.
Dropping clues bombs, dropping funk flex bombs.
DJ, don't give a fuck on the ones and twos.
He said, I don't got no charges. I don't have anything because I didn't do no crime. He said, now she was like, I'll take off my wig when you start talking about them charges.
Ooh.
Then he was like, bitch. And I don't care if my wife is ugly.
We ain't shit.
I want to quit comedy, guys. This is horrible.
I be wanting to quit every day, yo.
I think I'm ready, Keenan. I'm ready to be a housewife because this shit has been way more fulfilling in the last 30 days.
I'm about to go get naked and stand in the middle of the 101 because hopefully that'll help my followers and I'll be able to get booked.
Look, nigga, being on stage and telling a joke, getting a round of applause is cool, but you ever folded your laundry fresh out the goddamn dryer, nigga?
Oh, I feel great. It's all warm. It smells good.
You hang it up and it ain't got no wrinkles in it and shit. Nigga, I be using the little smell pods and shit. Like, nigga, it's paying off. The laundry is paying. They got an Uber app where you can do people laundry and get paid, nigga. It's paying off.
What? Damn, that's deep.
I can make more for laundry than I can in comedy, goddammit.
That's a damn shame, man. Damn. I'm going to go back to being a trucker full time. I'm gonna give me a fat white wife from West Virginia.
Hopefully she
I'm gonna be the old nigga with a young baby. I'm 43 years old with a 43-year-old with a newborn.
Nigga, you didn't hear what Keenan said, did you?
No, what he said?
I said, and don't get stabbed. And that's how we're gonna end it. All right. No, how you gonna you got any shows or anything coming up? Oh, Jaljuda, you got any shows or anything coming up?
July in Shreveport, July 3rd. It's a brunch thing, so bring your appetite. Go get wasted during the day. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
More details coming.
Next Saturday, I'm at the Elbow Room. 413 area code 413 invades 860 comedy show. That's 413-860show.eventbrite.com. And every Monday, I do Mo's Monday open mic at the Village Pizza in Bloomfield, Connecticut. That's pretty much. I got more stuff, but that's it. The most immediate.
Hold on, Keenan, you gonna let us talk all that shit, then tell people where we gonna be located?
Yeah, I know. I didn't make a shitty TI. The TI.
This is too risky.
What's your social?
These are just jokes.
I'm gonna be at the Angelina Police Department. If anybody.
I said that's where you got to take your girlfriend on a date nowadays. If you don't want to get smacked, to the police department, man. They smack motherfuckers at the Oscars. They smack motherfuckers anywhere, man. Shit.
They got picnic tables. You can do a picnic in front of the police department. But you said social. Just Google Jaljuda, Jaljuda. You can find me.
Yeah, hell
Google
yeah.
me.
That's
All
right.
right.
No one.
Does anybody want to give their social media addresses out, or are we scared?
They already know where we
Comedian
at.
Roll on all platforms. Like I said, T.I., I wasn't dissing your wife. Matter of fact, I used to have a crush on Tiny when I was little. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you know what I'm saying? This is jokes. You know what I
I
mean?
met them in the airport once. Her boobs are nice. Like whoever did her boob job did a
Of
good job.
course. It costs a lot of money. It better be nice.
They
I
be
ain't gonna
nice.
spend $30,000 and have a whack boob job. A lot of people do, though.
Should be cockeyed.
Yep.
Don't listen. Don't listen. To
Her titties be looking like Forrest Whitaker, man.
Don't listen.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Don't listen to these pussies.
How do I log off? Where's the lead studio button?
They're scared. They're scared to give out their social after talking some real shit. I'm gonna be at Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club, April 14th through the. Hold on. I'm gonna be at his club April 14th through the 17th. That's in Tacoma / Seattle, Washington. April 22nd to the 24th, I'm going to be in Tampa Improv in Tampa, Florida.
He's just flexing on us at this point.
April 28th through March 1st, I'm going to be at the Ontario Improv in Ontario, California. And I believe April 26th through the 29th, I'm also going to be at the Ontario Improv in Ontario, California as well.
You see how he flexing on us?
Yeah, he flexing. I got more too, but I don't want to talk too much.
He's like, I'm booked.
He booked.
Follow me on my socials, Instagram and Twitter. Keenan J Flake, KENANJFLOYD as in pink. Follow our podcast, LSP Cast, on Instagram, and also like and subscribe our channel, The Light Skinned Perspective, on YouTube.
We only book light skinned people for this podcast, yo.
That's cool.
This is just look. This just the lighting, bro. Because
you yellow as hell.
In this lighting, yeah. I'll turn this light off. I'm gonna be brown as shit.
You be my stud.
So I'm gonna wrap up the episode. Thank you so much, Jaljuda, for coming and joining us. Thank you, Mo.
Yep.
And everybody else, peace out.
Hey, I better get at least 3 followers from this.